You got me earlier when I was sober, but I'm drunk now. I'm on the game now. Not bad for a day's work either, is it? John Hurt. Sweet things, brother. Sweet soon to the moon, to the stars, to the sun. Life is very sweet. Who would wish to die? Would you not be, brother? I was going to make this like I make most of my really weird ranty jihad videos before high noon when I'm being buggered and tormented, and then I destroy Seth in the afternoon, a couple of beers, but I don't drink in the morning, so it can be hard. I wouldn't want to drink all day, every day. But yeah, I was going to make this earlier, but I'm a bit more eloquently sober now, and so it's not going to be as angry and emotionally valid as it was earlier on. I can't be defeated. And I've realized many analytical paradoxes to let you know that I can't be defeated. So I just want to explain these to the people out there who are constantly very competitive and trying to compete with me. Even Francis, I heard, is competitive. Instead of just like befriending me. But anyway, and it is this very dogmatic event of rather befriending somebody, trying to dominate them and subdue them and own them or possess them, rather than just befriend them. And they notice that my friends are very special, become very special, and then they dominate my friends and things like this. And it's very silly, and I'm going to tell you exactly why you want to be my friend so badly and why I can't be defeated. That's Kant with a K. I can't be defeated. Copying me. There's this book I used to, take my social welfare and evenly apply it through the local community as best I could. You get social welfare, so I used to try and give the veg man some money. I used to try and give this guy some money. I used to the book man and all the different guys some money from my social welfare. Very Jew citizen. And where's I going with that? No memory. Yes, I purchased a lot of Christian literature from secondhand stores. You'll notice you'll get a book for 40 or 50 cents who's written by some celibate priest from Ireland or something who's committed his entire life and never really harmed his brain with drugs or alcohol or, skating without a helmet. No, I haven't done that yet. And they're very intelligent people, and they've put a lot of study and a lot of years into so you can get some very cool, weird Christian literature that everybody seems to overlook and neglect. One of them I didn't like was called The Imitation of Christ. Seeds of Contemplation is a lovely one, but I did not like The Imitation of Christ, which is a very popular Christian book, imitating it, as if we can't understand what happened. It's too much of a mystery, and we may as well just virtually imitate Jesus. This is not pleasing to the Lord, virtually imitating or copying, as they have it, virtually copying. If you don't understand it, you may as well. There's a problem with rosary. I see a lot of, you think rosary, you think little old ladies in a church saying prayers over and over again. This is not rosary at all. Again, this is an imitation of rosary. And it's kind of displeasing that you might be wasting your time in a church saying the same prayer over and over till it's lost all meaning, until the words have lost all meaning. This is not pleasing, especially because they're very special words. This is definitely not rosary. And I have videos explaining what rosary is, and even people that steal rosaries are very stupid, because you can steal anything really in this world, can't you? And that's why it's there. It's there to be stolen, isn't it? So imitating it. There's many people in the world imitating me and copying me. And it's very much a matter of Cain and Abel as well, is what I want to get into this. So God preferred some wandering hippie, some friendly wandering hippie that didn't get too settled in his ways, never got too settled in his ways, to the settled in his ways brother Cain, who built a farm, put up wall, and pastured the land, worked as hard as he could, built a nice foundation for 3 generations of kids, if not more. This is very pleasing to the Lord. to prepare for the generations of your children ahead, so you can grow and get better. But God, for some weird reason, preferred this wandering shepherd, wandering hippie shepherd that didn't. God kind of preferred him. I kind of like this kid a bit more, although I see the pains and efforts that you've made, Cain, in farming. God kind of preferred Abel, a wandering hippie shepherd. And then is stricken with jealousy and envy, very high and holy envy, and he wanted to destroy and kill his own brother, and he did. We'll get back to that. But this is the situation where a lot of the Rose world and the world global elite did mirror, mirror on the wall, as in Disney it always is, and they figure out there's some vegan hippie kid out there somewhere in Ireland who's much more preferable to God than all of your bankers or your Rose world or your gypsies or even a lot of Islam. I love in Islam, but even a lot of Islam, and God really prefers this kid to them all. And then they're suddenly stricken with envy, aren't they? The French are so envious. And they're suddenly stricken, and they want to destroy him in a way, and they want to covet him, but they also want to learn his ways. And this is where copying comes from. So they start virtually copying me in nearly every way. And going back to I can't be defeated. I don't follow people into traffic when they go to cross a road. I'm not a cowherd, as they have it. Coward comes from one French man running away, and then all the other French run away as well because one started doing it, and the cow herd follow the cow. So that's where cowherd comes from, being sheepish or cowish, doing what everybody else is doing around you. I don't do that, which is interesting. I do be thyself. I never copy people. So it is again how I can't be defeated, this paradox. If you're trying to copy me, I be myself and don't copy people. So if you wanted to be like me, you wouldn't copy me and pretend to be like me. See? If you want to be like me, I wouldn't be copying somebody else. Corrigan, Billy Corrigan, stuff like this, and Nancy Anderson, some cool people that you kind of want to, copy, but you want to learn their jive. But so this is one of the reasons why I can't be defeated if you're copying me, virtually trying to copy me. Also, another point on copying, there's been 8 or 9 years of people copying me and doing everything I do, but trying to do it even better because they think it might be more pleasing to the Lord that if we can skateboard better than him or play guitar or harmonica or something better, they'll somehow win over God's preference. Or God, I don't like to put God in a sentence, but yeah, heavenly preference. I've lost my train of thought. Somehow be preferable. We'll go back to Cain now because that's just kind of fresh on my mind. It's a strange thing to think that if Abel was preferable to God and Cain turns around in spite and envy and comparison and kills his brother, this brother who is wholly preferred, that Cain thinks, or no, doesn't think, but there's a problem. Cain doesn't think. Cain intuitively kills his brother Abel because God preferred him. He's killing something that's preferable to heaven. So I don't see how Cain killing Abel is going to make God love Cain anymore when he killed his own brother who God found preference in. So again, harming or trying to replace me or outdo me or better than me, isn't really going to gain you holy preference, is it? Because you're competing and challenging and contempting even someone that God found preference in, and you're angry because God found preference in. So it's a strange thing to want to harm or kill me or destroy me or replace me or outdo me, because in all of these efforts you're challenging the discretion of heaven or high and holy or intelligence. You're challenging them. You're saying God looked down and knows everything. He's like, this kid is cool. I like him. Elvis Presley. And this kid, I like this whatever. This kid's cool. And yeah, then that's where the comparison starts and the envy starts and the murder starts. And I didn't start to die, so I didn't die. So it's a strange thing to think that by challenging, if you found synonymy with heaven, and you thought, oh, that kid is clever, oh, that kid is intelligent, oh, that kid is friendly, you share something, a resonance. You share a resonance and a similarity with heaven, and you become. This is how 316 works. The essence of 316 works. If you realize my kid is a special kid, you'll be special. You'll share that relativity or that understanding of the mutuality with heaven. Challenging or competing or trying to snuff and replace me is never going to win you holy preference or high and holy preference, because I had that high and holy preference in the first place, which you are challenging. So again, these are more analytical paradoxes why you are only harming yourself and not winning any high and holy preference by trying to compete or challenge or mimic me or copy me. Yeah, Cain and Abel. Yeah, I'm very much of a do what thou wilt. You're supposed to do yourself and not get in the way of other people, and other people aren't supposed to get in the way of you too much. South Park got that right. I'm free to be a fat tubby kid if I want to be a fat tubby kid. That's in the fullest expression of my individuality. Amen. And Vogueism is all people trying to copy me as well. And I'm kind of offended, and I don't want them to copy me. Loads of things like, I'd say things like, you're not supposed to eat shellfish. And suddenly that's a massive law on earth that you're not supposed to eat shellfish. Where I'd love to hang out with Jared Wright, or maybe he's probably vegan. A couple of shrimps on the barbie, mate. Because they're being themselves, and I'm happy if people are being themselves. I have a friend, he can be kind of racist and hard to tolerate, but he's being himself, and I can tolerate and let him be himself with weird racist rants and things, because I'd probably do be offensive in my own way as well. So yeah, you need to let them be and let be, to a greater extent. I had a few more. Was it paradoxes why I can't be defeated? You're trying to mimic me. I don't mimic anyone else. You're not mimicking me by mimicking. Yeah, you're not mimicking me by mimicking me, because you're not being thyself. Oh yeah, that's the other one as well. Is robbing things like rosaries. They kind of want their cake and eat cake at the same time. So there's people out there that are sadistic, twisted, rocker, Miami. They've got all these badges, weird, sadistic badges, twisted badges, but they want all the other ones as well, and they can't get them, so they rob them. And it's just it's like kind of fucking for virginity, robbing innocence, or robbing servitude, or robbing badges. You get scout badges for like these things. They're real. They get robbed off you all the time. Mostly your royalty will just copy them and paste them and say, oh well, we're responsible for the freedoms that allow them to generate these virtues. So they get these kind of badges as well. But a lot of America and Miami or whatever, they'll just cut and paste. They'll just take it off you and take all your badges, steal all your scout badges, all your sewing, your performance. And there's not a big. This is the world wars were caused. This was socialism. The Workers' Social Party came from, because you're being robbed, harvested, and God knows ultimately in the end, but you'll have a really crappy life in the meantime, while you're being stripped of all your dignities to make you beautiful and happy and friendly and full of heart and mind, and people treat you nicely when you're hardworking, and they steal them off you, and they even replace them sometimes with their names. And they take their bad names, rapist, murderer, sadistic, kitty killer, and they put them on innocent people. And it's a massive injustice. Massive injustice. People who strove hard in celibacy for a decade are being framed kitty killing rapists and things, the National Socialist Worker Party comes, and that's why it's called the Worker Party, because they're working hard and their efforts are being stolen. All their hard working badges are being stolen. You might get paid a bit of cashola. They own the money anyway. So yeah, fucking for virginity, that's just a self-evident paradox. You can't steal innocence, God knows, in the end. You'll have your little time when you might be walking around a Vandenberg or somebody like this, or anyone, and they look all glowing, and they're celebrities, and their actors look all glowing and perfect, and people are all admiring them. You will hit the brick wall in the end. You meet St. Peter, and you will look back on your life, and you're. So again, this is another paradox where looking for virginity is a self-evident paradox that you can't really succeed, can you, when you're robbing? You say, like, I don't steal things, and it's just as in a guitar shop the other day, and there's always Plex, and I reckon it's a big thing stealing Plex, because they're only worth €1 or €2 or something. But it's a weird thing that if it's such a small thing, you're willing to rob it small. But you could lose your entire rosary for petty theft. You could lose your entire rosary for petty, and it's something so small, like as a plaque. So it's As again, it's another weird thing that you think you can steal, but take things, and it's gonna do you any justice in the the end. Or the teleology is lovely. Teleology, I think it's teleology. Teleology, study of ends, which might not even be real. But anyway, um, so yeah, that's just to all the gypsies, all those gypsies drifting in my mind. To all you parasitic buggers ringing with my kind. Got your little habits and you're bugging in our minds. Yes. So these few rough paradoxes that I've put out here are demonstrated enough. So you can't defeat me, copying me, imitating me, challenging me, replacing me, renaming me, defamating me. If holy preference was what I had in the first place, you're not achieving holy preference by harming something that has holy preference in itself. Cain and Abel. And you see Cain adulterously go out to the field and try to hide. And God's like, Cain, I am the field. Cain, I am the ground. Cain, I am the hand that killed your brother. Cain, I am your eyes. Cain, you think you can escape from me? I was trying to make you realize that the entire time. So yeah, Cain got it wrong, and wandering hippie vegan shepherd was preferred. So yeah, the ultimate moral of the story is you were meant to befriend me. Um, and again, you're sitting from a distance and coveting and harvesting and bothering people that I do naturally befriend, which is a big problem. Red stripes in the American flag, red and white stripes. And again, you're not helping your own holy preference, really, are you? Like God, looking at objectivity, like I would talk about numinality, but you need to be more objective. You thieves and use conspirators. You need to be a bit more objective and consider if you were looking down on the world. You see an angel in a cage and he's being poked and tormented. It's not going to make you happy. You just need to be a bit more objective and not so subjectively minded. You're just looking out into the world and you think you're the best thing in the world. But you need to be a bit more objective. You're an amoeba on a flea on a rat. You're a creature on a planet, on a sun. You didn't make it all. You're not that big. To put you in your shoes. So yeah, I wanted to go play music and take a pee, but yeah, you got me earlier when I was messing. So hopefully deliver this a bit more eloquently. Now that I'm on the game now, I've had a bit of Sailor Sam now, so I can't be defeated. So stop trying and maybe crack. Get your shoes shining, kids. Yo.